So we're gonna do a little video here. Not haying today, we finished up haying and it's gonna rain today, so we didn't mow any for today. So I'm doing a little maintenance on the tractor. This is our baler tractor, which we haven't used because it's still hooked to the junk 450M round baler that doesn't work. And I'm using the other baler, the used one that I bought. But anyways, today I'm changing these lights because they were all blowed and didn't work, or blue or non-working. So I got to put them in this bezel. I had this bezel out. This is the bezel. This is the cap that goes on the back of the bezel and holds the light in there. Well, the problem is these new lights and these old lights, if you can, let's set them up here. If you can, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but this part right here is thicker on the old light than this light. On the new light, it's thinner. So what happens, see if I can set this phone down right here. So you put the new light in the bezel like this. I'm just going to set it together. And you put the bezel, this is supposed to clamp. Well, because of this little tab right here, these lights flop around. And I don't want them flopping around in there. They're just not tight. So, the other one, what I did was, I said, well, I need something to shim this space right here where it's flopping. Right in between there. Right, I gotta get it somewhere where I can hold it. So right in between here. I was thinking of putting electrical tape, but I was afraid the light would get too hot. So anyways, I took fencing wire right here and I bent these little things and they go perfectly over the light. Just like that. I'm gonna make sure I got these the right way. And there is a top and a bottom. So, and then once you get that on, you put the inner retainer on. And I gotta pause this for a second. I'm gonna pause it, just put the phone right there. So then you gotta put the screws in. So last year one of these lights worked and then they all went out. So, and you can't, the John Deere ones, if you get them through John Deere, are like, and I don't even know if they're any different than this light. This is the only one I could find. It's a Wagner light, and it's not an LED light. It's just a regular light. But anyways, they're John Deere ones. If you get them through John Deere, are like $50 a light. It's kind of ridiculous. So you got to kind of push them wires into place, tighten up the screw. Probably missing most of it, but look, no wiggling now. As tight as can be. So I've jammed that wire in right there by my thumb. Try to get the phone so it can see it. And that's tight now. And that light was only $18. And it's a Wagner light, so it's not a aftermarket, it's good light. So I didn't want to order the John Deere ones and then have them be any looser, so now we just gotta put that in up there. So we have it up in place. There's something else I was going to show you too, but we'll turn the light on. See if they're working. Yeah, so everything's on and working. I think those have to be on high beam. Let's see. I don't know how to turn the high beam on right there. Oh, look at that. We got one of these that are out. So we gotta get one of these lights. So anyways, we got most of them working. So I wanted to show you something up here. So that plastic case that the lights are in, it's held up there by, I gotta get up here in one hand. It's held up by 2 screws right under here that go into the bottom of it. And they have like a molded nut. And this side was missing right here. So I said, what am I gonna do? I was thinking of trying to heat it up and slide a nut up in there. I went to the hardware store and they got these brass, they got like wood screw threads on the outside of them. And they're for like fixing chairs and stuff. And that threaded right into that plastic. It's a different thread. This side is metric and this is 1/4 by 20, but it's really not going to come off a lot, so that will hopefully hold it. So when they say you farmerize something or toggle it up, that's what farmers do, because that bezel's like $60 and I weren't going to buy a new one because there's nothing wrong with it. So and that tightens it up good. That's tight, everything's in there and good, and the lights all work. So I'm happy, and for those of you watching at home, you could probably care less. So anyways, we got 4 new lights and we did a little with it, a little fencing wire and a little ingenuity, I guess. So we're all good.